the second half, as much to do with your team changes. Harry mentioned the team had worked on him dropping deep and Sonny dropping in behind. Is that something you'd identified before the game?
We played them 4 times last season. On the top of that, Pierre, of course, gave us 2 or 3 little points also to have in-depth analyzing in the way of play. And we identify a few things where we could hurt them. To be honest, I also think they clearly identify how to hurt us. When you look at their goal and a couple of other big chances they had in the first half, I think that Ralph also made a great job, a great analyze to try to find a way to hurt us. But in the second half, Harry Kane, in my opinion, changed the game. His movement was tremendous. His link play was absolutely incredible. And then he allowed Sonny to play in a different position on the pitch. Gio Lamela, I just love when players come from the bench and they add something to the team. And second half was really strong performance for us.
Okay, I'm going to go to James White. Just before I do, just a reminder, we will have a couple of questions from Leighton Orient at the end. James. James, can you hear us? Just unmute for us, please. Hello, James. If not, I'm going to move on to Alistair Gold. Okay.
Hi, sorry, can you hear me, Simon?
Yes. Yeah.
Jose, that half-time substitution was obviously very significant. The ball managed to be played forward much quicker than you'd managed in the first half. Was there an injury to Ndombele, or was that entirely a tactical decision?
No, he was not injured. He was not injured, but we all know that his condition is not yet a top condition. That's why we are playing him basically coming from the bench. Gio Celso was very, very tired. Clearly, he wouldn't be able to play 90 minutes. We decided to play Tanguy. But we had clear that Gio would come into the game in the second half. The yellow card left Tanguy in a difficult position, the same way Romeo was in a difficult position and could perfectly get a second yellow card during the second half. I didn't want to gamble that with Tanguy in a game that against Southampton is always a fair, honest, but aggressive game with lots of duels. I was just afraid, and Gio in this moment still has a little bit more sharpness than Tanguy, and second half was fantastic for us.
Okay, I'm going to go to Ali Gold. Ali.
Hi there, Jose.
Yeah.
Obviously, you often talk about your attacking players and how much you believe in them. And obviously, we saw what Son and Kane did today. It was phenomenal. I mean, are you excited about having those options, but also adding Gareth Bale next month into that mix as well?
A coach always like the best players in his squad. And Gareth, when fit, when in conditions, is one of the top players in Europe. Sergio was amazing last season in Sevilla and gave us also options. So if you ask me if I'm happy to have these 2 players, I have to say yes, I am. But there are other things that make a team and make a squad. And a squad is a puzzle. The squad is a puzzle. And in this moment, our squad is not a puzzle. And that's a problem that we have to understand.
Okay, I'm going to take 3 more, then we'll have a couple on Leighton Orient. We'll start with Jeremy Langdon. Jeremy.
Hey, Jose, fantastic result today in performance, but no Dele Alli in the squad today. What can you say about him right now? And is it true that you might be willing to loan him in this window?
I'm not responsible for the market. I don't know how to answer to your question in relation to that. The only thing that I can say is that I left 8 players behind. They stayed training this morning because they are a big group, and Dele is amongst these players, or was. You could see our team. I cannot start with all of them, and I cannot have a bench without defenders or a bench without a midfielder. So the same way a squad is a puzzle, a bench is also a little puzzle. So to have on the bench Toby and Serge and Musa and Gio, Lamela and Berwin, I cannot have on the bench 4 wingers or 3 wingers and the number 10, and then no defenders. Everything is a puzzle. So in these 2 matches that I stayed out, probably Tuesday he will play and others will stay out.
I just also, it was
Sorry, Jeremy. I'm going to have to, Jeremy, I've got to move it on, I'm afraid. I've got other people that would like to ask a question. So I'm going to go to Neil McClellan and Ben Fisher, and then we'll have a couple on Leighton Orient. So Neil, you're first. Neil McClellan.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Jose. Can you just confirm, do you want to keep Dele Alli?
I want a balanced squad. That's what I want.
So could he be still in a balanced squad, or
Yes.
does he need to be sacrificed then to make that squad?
No, it doesn't need to be sacrificed. No. But a squad is a puzzle.
Okay, we're going to finish with Ben Fisher, and then we'll have a couple on Leighton Orient. Ben, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Jose, do you still feel you need a striker? Obviously today, 5 goals, exhilarating display. Do you still feel you need a striker up there to help with Harry compete?
Yes.
Are you working to that end?
Excuse me?
Are you working to that end? Are you working to solve that? Do you feel you will get one? Do you feel you get what you need?
I don't know. My work was with my players to try to win this match, which we managed to do, and now we have another match on Tuesday, and some of the boys, they will have obviously to rest because we played Thursday and Sunday, and we will play again Thursday after Leighton. Some players will have obviously to rest, which will open a good opportunity for others to play. For a season like this, we need a good squad, and we need a squad with 2 players per position. That's obvious. So very important.
Okay, the rest of this now is embargoed till 12:30 tomorrow. It's the Leighton Orient preview. We'll start with Danfield Patrick.